All right, boys and girls, I've got my art supplies ready. I've got my one piece of paper, a pencil, which is what we're going to use first, and then I also have a black crayon or black marker. You can choose either one, but we're not using those yet, okay? First thing you're going to do is we're actually going to be making a pumpkin, but I want you to follow along with me and try to create the same style pumpkin that I'm making, okay? So don't just go ahead of me and just make any old pumpkin. We're trying to copy the style of Yayoi Kusama, and she creates pumpkins in kind of this like funky little peanut shape pumpkins. So follow along with me, okay? First thing we're gonna do is somewhere near the top of your paper, it doesn't matter where, you're going to make the top of your pumpkin first, okay? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna do a little like oval or kind of fallen oval on its side, right? And then you can do a curve on one side of it, and then another curve on the other. Okay, you're using your pencil for this, I hope. This line ended up being shorter than this line, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit longer. Okay, and then right underneath that, I'm going to make my first, I call it a peanut shape, or kind of like a pear shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little curve at the top. Okay, notice how it's not touching here. Okay, I left a little bit of space, and I'm going to curve it in and around. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it kind of reminds me of a bowling pin. Okay, so that's the first one, and then right next to it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to let it touch that curved line right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another one of those. Okay, notice how I didn't make it as long as this one, okay? But up here, it's a little bit taller than the first one, okay? I want you to try to do that too. Then I'm going to go to the other side. Do the same thing, okay? And then I want you to make at least two more segments. These are called segments. So when you look at a pumpkin and you see those lines in the pumpkin, those are the segments of the pumpkin. All right, so one more. And this is actually making these lines stop shorter than the one before. Makes it look more round and have more dimension, okay? It's a funky looking pumpkin, but this is the style that she makes hers in, so we're gonna try it too. It's a little fun. And then one last thing I want you to do, so it doesn't look like you have a floating pumpkin, because right now my pumpkin is floating. There is no ground below it. There's nothing behind it in the distance. We're gonna go ahead and create some spatial depth, and we're gonna put, I'm gonna start maybe like about halfway down my pumpkin, and I'm gonna do a little line, okay? And then I'm not going to draw the line through the pumpkin, but notice how I'm kind of following with my pencil where that line started so I can pick it back up over here. And I'm going to do a little rolling hill. And now it looks more like my pumpkin is sitting on something, and there is some possibilities for what I can put behind it, okay? That's all I'm going to do for today with my pencil. That's it. Now, here's your chance to pick up either your crayon or your black marker. I'm going to use black marker. And all you're going to do is carefully trace over all your pencil lines. If there's something you need to erase with the pencil first or something you need to fix, do that first, okay? Because we can't erase marker and crayon, but we can erase pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to carefully trace right on top of my pencil lines with my marker or my black crayon, okay? You don't need to use both. And then I don't want to forget those lines that I did in the background too. All right, now one last thing, and I don't know if you can tell in this video, but right here, and right here, and right here, when I traced with my marker, I didn't trace over that pencil line exactly. So I'm gonna go in with my eraser, and I'm just gonna erase where that pencil line, where it's popping out. So it really looks like I did the drawing in marker. Like it looks like I didn't even use pencil to begin with. And that's it. This is all we're going to do for this week, okay? And then next week, we're going to add a little bit of pattern and a little bit of color. But I don't want you to go ahead of me because there's going to be a certain way I'm going to ask you to do this, okay? So just put this somewhere safe, put your drawing somewhere safe, and stay tuned for next week. I see you trying to color that project. Stop. You're not allowed to color it this week. Wait until next week when you see the instructions for how I want you to color it. I know some of you are really, really going to want to color it. Please don't do that because part of your grade is going to be that you follow the directions for how to color it and what colors you're going to use. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.